Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another JuiceMotoParts tutorial. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about an issue that's been kind of surfacing a bit, and that is whether to choose or to stick with your standard NT carburetor or to upgrade to a more high performance carburetor and or Delorto carb. And my first answer right off the bat is definitely go with the Delorto carb if you can. The second choice would definitely be a Delorto remake or a Delorto kind of look-alike, which are, you'll find a lot of these. You'll find them on pocket bikes, a pocket bike type style carburetor. And we should definitely suggest that you upgrade over your standard NT carburetor, because these high performance carbs that you find on like pocket bikes, these Delorto look-alikes, still offer quite some benefits over your standard carburetor. So for example, let's check out the anatomy of each carburetor and you'll figure out what the differences are. So most importantly, this carburetor, as you guys probably already know, is prone to quite a bit of leaking, in terms of leaking fuel and at the same time leaking air. We have one design right here, one design flaw, which is the brass prong over here that the fuel is fed into the carburetor bowl. Is incredibly, there's almost like little to no clearance. So if you have a relatively thicker, if that's to use or opt for a thicker tube, it's going to be interfacing with parts of the carb right here, which is not good. Another thing that you may notice is there's no kind of sealing mechanism here to use with these carbs. So these little ridges here would probably leak a bit of air over time. Another issue that always surfaces itself with these carbs is the way that it's mounted, the mounting mechanism that attaches it and keeps it to the intake manifold, and that's this little clamp right here. It's trash. The screw that it comes with is even trash, and they tend to strip once you can really easily over tighten these guys, and they're definitely a no-no for now if you have the possibility of upgrading. And last but not least is this choke valve. After prolonged, when I personally start my bike, I always have to have it in the choke position, and then afterwards unchoke it. So that means every time you start the bike, you have to keep filling with this, and over time this bolt gets completely loose to a point where sometimes it'll just fall down during traditional operation of your motorized bicycle. Any kind of vibration movements will just kind of throw it down or throw it up or whatever the case is. You kind of don't want that. That's like excess problems in the future. Around the base, these things kind of tend to leak a bit. So, overall, if it's all you got, then it's all you got, But if you have the option to upgrading to one of these guys, preferably a Delorto carb would be perfect, because, it's made, it's Italian made, this shit's gonna last. Right off the bat, we see the fuel, the fuel hose adapter is already, located in a nice clear spot. It's located on the opposite side, by the way, I believe. Actually, no, it's not. It's located on the same side, and it's fed right there. It's nice and clear. It's not going to interface with any of your components, with any of the components on the actual carb. They usually come with a nice, awesome air filter. This also does a great job. And one of the mechanisms that I really admire is this whole spring latch mechanism where you can choke for the choke. When you have it like this, it locks into position, and when you pull the throttle, full throttle, while the bike is off, of course, there's like a mechanism that just kind of unlatches it, and then it opens up your entire valve. The slide mechanism is also quite different. As opposed to a cylindrical slide that you have in your traditional NT carbs, this one has something else. I think it does a better job, personally. And let's open this up and have a look. So while I'm opening this up, we could talk a little bit about the performance differences. You'll definitely breathe better with this carb, because it's nicely sealed up and it's ready to go almost. So here's a look at how this thing looks on the inside. It's giving me a hard time. There we go. So it's like this little thing right here that's what uncovers and covers the actual fuel, the actual fuel hole on the inside. So it goes up and down and it varies, you know. I definitely prefer this mechanism over a traditional carb. But as I was saying, in terms of performance gains, this one, you know, your engine will definitely breathe better. It's sealed here. It has like this Delrin made bushing that when it interfaces with the intake manifold, it gives you that nice tight seal. And it also has the M6 bolt is actually missing here, but there's a bolt that you know tightens right onto your intake manifold, and that's an M6 bolt, and it's there's a nice little cutout here for the nut, so you know you don't run the risk of stripping nuts anymore if you use a high quality bolt, which these tend to come with. The fuel bolt is made of plastic and it has a rubber ring, so you know leaking with this bad boy is virtually impossible. And yeah, these are some really good things about these high performance carb. It's built to last, as opposed to these guys. It'll make your engine breathe a little more. Like the openings are a little bigger, and it makes sense if you could, you know, in the long run, if you choose to upgrade to one of these Delardo lookalikes, or even a Delardo one. It's also easier to rejet these guys. So yeah, that's another JuiceMotoParts tutorial. If you have any tips, or even if you have any recommendations that you would like to add to the video, definitely put it in the comment box. If you have any questions, most importantly, or comments, definitely put that in the comment box as well. Check us out at JuiceMotoParts.com for tips, for high performance tips, for products, for information, software, manuals, things of that nature. We're there to help. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Expect a response maybe within 24 to 48 hours if you message us. Thanks again for listening, and as always, get juiced.